Right guys, welcome back to more City Skylines. So we crashed on the last one, but we've managed to get back and repair everything. Today has not been my day. But everything is going well. We've got the roundabout repaired and that's all working good. And you can see now that like the guys, when they're passing along this section here, they're not slowing down at all, which means we shouldn't have any kind of weird crashing. The road here is still working really good, and it's like one way only coming up this way. So again, that means we've got nice, clean priority coming in out of town. Oh yeah, do you know one other thing I think that I didn't change up though? I don't know whether I changed here, back this. Yeah. So I think that we didn't change this so that cars could go along this road now. Yep. Glad I remembered that. So that should allow traffic to not go down through the town. It's going to go this way, so that should give us back again the priority. Let's just actually check the car priorities also. It looks like they're okay on this other road. So I was just worried about the priorities here at this junction, but as you can see, it seems to be working just fine. And everything over here on this whole junction section has been really good. Everything's been working really good over here. So that's fine. The hills and everything here are looking really, really good. The communities over at Timage Ridge are working just fine. Oh, I'll tell you something else we haven't done. And you can see that after my load, the names have gotten screwed up yet again. The other thing we haven't done since the last time we loaded in because of the crash, we haven't got our district down here. So we need to reapply our district around here. So that was one thing we lost out on there. And I think today we're going to try and get that railway in on this side of town. So that will be important. So this is going to be Linneo Quay. It was Keys before, but I think we'll make it... Oh, it's also centered itself, which is better than we had before. Okay, so for Linneo Quay. Right, so that's in. Okay, so we've still got some residential demand, and we've got a good-ish amount of people coming in. So I don't think we want people right next to the... I don't think we want people right next to... Also, I'm going to leave a little bit of some of these spaces here. I'm going to leave some spaces around... Oh yeah, I was going to put like a tennis court or something in there, wasn't I? Also, similarly, I think we could have another kind of sports facility right there, so... Because this is going to be sort of quite, you know, well-to-do housing. I don't think we want to just fill up the entire area, you know. And then we'll leave some space here for some other business as well. Right, so also the other thing I wanted to get down here is some other leisure stuff happening. So I wanted some of these harbour-related stuff. So jet ski rental, mariner, obviously, is a good thing. And the other thing is I've tried to make... Even though this is... The thing that's crazy... Even though this is very, very, very lowered down, it's still not lowered down enough that for you to put in like a mariner or something that you can see, it's still pretty bloody far off the mark. So like it's still pretty damn high. Also, frustratingly, you can see like the kind of bloody gravel and stuff in on this, which doesn't look great. Kind of quite triggering actually. But I don't think I want to drop the harbour any more than it is already. But maybe there's something I could do with the land here. This is a dangerous one to try. But maybe we can do something here. Let's just try. Yeah, maybe we can get away with this, look. We just want it to not come to this edge here, that's all really. I've just set a level here, so hopefully we can just bring it down to this level. It's kind of hard sometimes to see what is actually going on with this. With the water where it is. Try not to create these deep pockets. Okay, so this is working a little bit better. I don't mind it being on this end a little bit anyway. Right, that may work. It also could create a terrible water disaster. Right. That looks, I think, a little bit better. A little bit better. It's still a little ridiculous, but it's better than it was. Just make them jump off of it into the boats. Yeah, exactly. Let's just have a look at Mariner, see if there's anything better. Yeah, because we also have, there's a couple here. There's the Mariner and Hotel. We've got also this one, the Marina Bay Resort. So this is like a whole thing which basically goes along here. It costs 120k though. But that could potentially go in there. And I think I might anarchy that to get it in there. But that would obviously be very, very cool to get on the front edge here. And I probably would likely want to get it right there, I think. So we'll keep a pin in that. But I think that's where that's going to go. And I probably will anarchy that in there. But we'll just leave that, you know, that's to come later, I think. Yeah, it looks good enough. I think it'll work just fine in there, actually. This, I don't like this triangle space. So I think I want to get like a little road or something in here. I think we'll just have a little one-way lane. It comes like sort of out here. I'm going to turn all these things off. Yeah, so I think we'll just do like that. Maybe not. Because it affects these other roads and stuff way too much, but what I might do is go for like a little cul-de-sac element that just kind of, I don't know actually, it's kind of annoying. Maybe actually we need to have it, this will work, like that. That's what we'll do. That's better. That's a better solution. It'll just kind of help a little bit in that space. Okay, let's get some more residential come in here. Let's get that. I'll leave a bit of space there. And I don't think we want it right next to the police station, so... And I can put some I'll put some trees and decor. That's what I'm leaving this spaces for right here. We could do with some more, a little bit of commercial on the front there. A dead-end street. Yeah, like a cul-de-sac. Yeah. So it's. I wish that there was a mod for cul-de-sac, so you could put like a little, you know, like a little disc at the end here, which was like a turning circle. I wish that was a thing. Maybe that is a thing, and I haven't found it yet on the Steam Workshop, but I don't think it's a thing. But that's basically what we would want that to be. Right, so now let's think about our university more, and actually let's just look at some other utilities we haven't looked at for a while. So water, okay, sewage treatment is bottoming out, so we need to get some more sewage treatment in the mix. We're still making good money on things. I don't think we need an aeration basin just yet. Got some water pumping station stuff. But I think we basically just need like, what is it? Yeah, we just need another small clarifier. So this is always what we have at our sewage processing facilities right here. And I think these look really cool. They just look very, very good in the scheme of things. Now, something someone highlighted us to a while back was the fact that we have had very little, if any, emergency service or like, you know, evacuation stuff. Very true. It's something we hadn't thought about, and we definitely need to keep that in mind, so I am keeping that in mind. Our sewage treatment has jumped up a little, but not much. We'll keep an eye on it. Landfill usage is reaching now 70%, which is a concern. So we may have to, at some point, consider getting other kind of research or another landfill. This is going to be our water treatment, and over here, this is going to be where the city sort of garbage dump is going to be. So we do need to consider potentially expanding that a little bit. Education, elementary school availability is poor right now, and that probably comes down to the amount of people here. We have got a big elementary school there, but we definitely need to get something going on over this side of town too. So I think what we will do is start expanding in this direction a little bit, because we need to have that happen. So let's have a look. So we've got like a 4-lane road coming this way, so let's get a a further 4-lane road. I'm just going to bring this out a little way. And then what we will do is we'll create another 4-lane road coming down this way too. So we'll do that. I'm going to pass this point. I'm going to soften this up a little bit with other districts, but for now we'll just have this right here, you know. So let's have a look. Yeah, 2-lane road with grass will be fine. Probably could have done with making that a little bit bigger over there. I'm actually going to get rid of this. Okay, it could be a lot worse. Right, so we'll do that. And then, like I say, past that point I will start to feather it out a little bit so that we're kind of reaching the edges of the town. So we'll go to sort of 2-lane grass, just coming across here. And the same this way. Maybe actually we'll go like this. And I'll just put like a little lane or something going down through here. Turn this stuff off now. There we go. So I have like a little lane at this end. And then again, this stuff over here will be very different. We'll kind of change this up quite a bit. And I also think that I don't think this will interfere with this road. This road is like a thoroughfare, so we'll kind of just have this sort of feather out in this direction. But this will give us an opportunity to get some schools and other stuff in. And again, the same with this area here. We'll kind of like, you know, we'll lead that bit off a bit. So I actually want to get a, let's have a look. Do I really want a 4-lane there? No. We could have a basic road with grass median, I think, go from basically here, sort of down to the end. And then just sort of come around here, and then connect over there, I think. Like that. So that would go around that side, and then we'll connect some other stuff up, basically. Right, okay. Damn, it's nighttime, so now I can't see crap. Water. I'm just going to run another pipe down here, because we're going to fill this up anyway, so... May as well. And whilst I'm doing water, I may as well branch further out this way and do the next bit for this. It's going to be necessary anyway. Okay. Right, so we have got some residential demand, but we do need elementary school, and I kind of want to get that here so it sort of fills in with everything. Now the other thing I'm going to do is we're going to get some more of these grass roads coming down here. And we'll connect it like so. This one is going to come straight down here also. And then what we'll do is along here we'll do lanes. We'll do some little lanes just coming down through here. So come on. Actually, I think I think I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to put grass verge roads in as well. So that way I can do this here, and I could still potentially get like a some kind of other activity building on that. Why is this being a pain? Right, that's where I want that to go. Okay, the rest of this is actually looking fine. Now the only area we don't have stuff is right here. And I'm a little... how's this going to work? It's not going to work at all if I do it like that. I think we want to do like that almost. To get the best sort of to get some use out of that space. Then I can always put like a pedestrian pathway through there, you see. I think I will turn off zoning right there as well. If you turn off zoning, it can actually help a lot sometimes in getting a little bit of space back on things. Not always, but sometimes. Same on here, like at the end of the road. Right. Okay, so now we can think about where we want to put the school. And I think... probably somewhere like here would be good, and then that way we'll capture everybody from this area. So let's get high density residential there. And nothing on here. No, we should get some on there. So we get something in there. Right, we need to get a school in. So let's get a different school type than we had before. We've had our favourite, the Wronga Elementary School, but I think I'll put this one in here. I think that's a high school though, isn't it? It's not the elementary school. And we need money. Money. Some of these are really expensive. Cameron says this is a formal cul-de-sac, not a British one, but it may work somehow. Let's have a look. Yeah, but that's like something that... yeah, I can see what they've done there. It's not really quite right. They've just kind of created... I mean, I can see how it could work, actually. I mean, yeah, you could anarchy it if you wanted. Like, you could... But it just... Yeah, I mean, essentially what you would do, I think... T18 guys, subbed. Thank you for 4 in a row. It's been awesome. 4 months so far. Enjoy watching your streams, Luton. Thank you very much, 18. Welcome back on board. Guys, thanks for your continued support on the subs as well. We're 245 subs right now. It's great. Thank you for your continued support of what we're doing here. I'm glad we always get at least 100 views on this stream, guys, every week in, week out. So that's really nice. And I think actually, I don't know about you guys, but I think that this, like Skylines and the building stuff is growing because it's doing better on YouTube. And there's a consistent amount of you guys that are coming to watch this every week and support it. So yeah, it's really good. I'm very pleased that, you know, it's continuing on and you guys are enjoying it. Yeah, I think basically what we could do is you could just turn on anarchy here. And at the end of this road, not that I can see anything because it's freaking nighttime, but I think basically what you kind of want to do is sort of like a really insanely tight, like like this, and then sort of almost come back on itself, like, but in a really glitchy way. That's really what this is trying to do. And then you sort of want to kind of come back around like that. And then you almost need to sort of move it so that it's... So then you almost want to like force it to be like that. That actually I think looks about right from what I can see. I can't see much, but it's kind of what it wants to be. Like that. And then obviously I want to design this completely. So in the light, yeah, look, see, so it sort of wants to be like that. But obviously that's really, really glitchy, and it's not that bad though, for something I did blind in the dark. But I think that's basically what it wants to be, right? Something like that. Yeah, they are. That's not bad at all, actually. And then we could just put like a bush or a tree or something in the middle of it. Yeah, like cluster bushes. I really wish I could see what I'm doing here, but I'm guessing that's going to be about right. Yeah, let's see, that's not too far. We'll come back to this in the light of day when we can actually see. I know I always complain about the night and that, you know, that we can't see what we're doing. And so I obviously know that we can disable night if we wanted to. But it is kind of annoying and stupid to disable nighttime because it obviously then just doesn't look like the night. So, you know, we have it set to a fairly short day-night cycle, as you can see already. So the sun comes up quite quickly. So it's not the be-all, end-all. It's not the end of the world, you know. So it's okay. We can handle it, basically. We've made quite a lot of changes. I'm going to save again, but please, like, hold on to your hats. Let's not have another crash. We don't need that tonight. Okay, it's fine. I've had so few issues with crashing, but tonight it's just been the worst. Just very, very annoying. Right, okay, so we need to get the elementary school. Did we even put that down? Don't think so. We got distracted by other things, didn't we? Ugh. Itchy nose. It's because you guys on the stream started talking about like cul-de-sacs. That's why I got distracted. Okay, so God, my hay fever is so irritating. Sorry. Yeah, so we could go with the new elementary school, but I think the Wahronga Elementary. I kind of was going to put the Wahronga Elementary School down here. I actually thought that could be quite cool to kind of have further down, sort of here at the kind of Harbury area. Why not put it down here, look, so it's right next to the, seafront. Let's do that. Let's get a school on the seafront. And then we'll go and put the bigger elementary school, like this one, the Cleekisons Elementary. That can go in here or somewhere here. Look, it'd actually be quite good to kind of get it on this junction right here so that it's next to stuff. So we'll actually put that in like, put that in here. So we'll get that in there. So that's kind of like a sort of, you know, school in the centre of town. We can still get some parking on the side here. So that's improving our schools everywhere. And then we still got to get the high school, because I don't think there's any other high schools in. And I like this Phoenix High School. Actually, no, that's not true. We do have a high school right there. So, but again, high school availability, pretty low for overall. I mean, what's the capacity on this at the moment? It's maxed out. So we do need to get another high school in. And again, no reason why we shouldn't have a high school on this side of town, obviously. It's been so quiet tonight, I didn't expect anything. Thank you very much for the crab people. Blue Adder! Hey, unbelievable as well. I think like 2 or 3 hours ago, when I was listing through people that I hadn't seen for a while on the stream, I said like, oh, I haven't seen like Exploit. I think I said it at the very beginning of the stream tonight. I said I haven't seen Exploit on the stream for a while. Haven't seen Blue Adder on the stream for a while. Blue Adder, welcome back. Thank you for the crabs. Guys, give us some ice cream sandwiches in the chat. Blue Adder, you'll be pleased to know I have actually made progress with the emotes at the moment, and that the crabs and everything like that, we are talking tantalizingly close. Tantalizingly close. Guys, give some love in the chat, please, for Blue Adder. Blue Adder, welcome back on board, mate. Thank you very much indeed. Thanks for joining. Thanks for supporting the stream and me. Welcome back, matey. Right. You lazy subs in the chat doing nothing in that chat right there. Okay, so let's continue on. We need to get another high school in, and we do want to get one on this side of town, but I'm just looking at roads and how... I think that this could end up being a slightly bigger road, so I'm actually going to end up putting this high school, I think... Although this high school is weird, because it kind of wants to sit on the end of a road, which is kind of strange. So I might actually place it like this. Do you know what? Let's put them next to one another. Let's place the elementary and the high school next to one another. Yeah, strangely, this one, it's kind of like you sort of come in on it from this angle. And then do you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to disable, so there's no residential on this area. I'm going to fill this area in. And maybe even, can we get like a little park or something in on this one? Blow Adder, there we go. I am here every stream. I'm just lurking. That's no worries, dude. Now, is there any space? No, this is going to be the only trouble. We just need to be getting something in here that we can utilize. Maybe we could get in like a little tennis court or something? Grass tennis court, like that would just work. Why is that? Oh yeah, because it just goes wherever, right? So we could almost fit that in, but not quite. We want to get something in here though. Let's see what other park stuff we can get in on this. So there's the plaza, but it's too... no, the plaza would just go there. We really want something that the guys can use. Thank you, stream. Thank you very much, guys. And thanks for your support tonight, guys. Thanks very much, Blood. I really appreciate that, mate. There's a small park. I really wanted something that might be related to... there's a basketball court. We have got a basketball outdoor court. I just wanted something that was somewhat related to... Our community garage we haven't used for a while. Something that might be related to schools a little bit. Something we might see next to a school. There's a skate park, I suppose. But it's a bit big. There's another skate parky thing though, isn't there? I don't know. We need to find something to go in here though. Oh, it's this skate park bowl, but yeah, see again, it's quite big. Let's have a little look, see in our unique buildings whether there's anything kind of in here that we could get in. Little churches and stuff. A driving range. I think the driving range should go into the Swisher part of town. Lighthouse. We haven't been putting down many of our unique buildings, by the way, so far. Some more churches. In time, traffic lights would definitely solve clogged junction problems, but fuck me, there were too many options. Yeah, I know. This is what I was telling you. Every time I look at it, I start to get interested into it, and then I look at it and I just, I can't be bothered. It's just too much. There's just too much detail in it, and I'm just like, I can't be bothered. But I will make the effort to learn it. But I just can't be bothered at the current time. There must be something we can put in here. What can we put in here? We haven't been doing any expo centres or anything like this because we've been focusing on our kind of traffic efficiency and all these kind of things. There must be something we can get in here. What would we need? I mean, school, we kind of... I suppose it's next to... Oh, congrats. Guys, Yari's in the chat. Guys, give big love to Yari's in the chat. Yari's got sub button today, which is epic. Really epic. Well done, Yaris. That's a big achievement, buddy. Guys, Yari's got his sub button today. That's a pretty massive achievement. Congrats, Yaris. Very appreciated. Thanks for jumping in, man. That's really, really cool. Right, let's have a little look-see. So, what can we get in here? I'm thinking maybe even just kind of default park at this time, because if it's next to the elementary school, then they want to have, like, you know, a play park or whatever. So maybe, what is it, this one? That's dog park, playground. Where's the small playground? Small park. But the small park is massive, look, it's huge. Where's the kids' playground park? That's surely in here. There's large playground. Where's the small playground? Ah, here it is. But even the small playground's bloody massive. Look at it. I'm going to end up putting in something like the bloody small park. We've got like this, the plaza stuff. Maybe we will just have plaza then. Because it does fit. And can I get this last bit in here? No. Well, at least it links up. I mean, actually, this works pretty good. You must admit. Like, I think that works quite well. And instead of... I was going to concrete over this, but instead of concrete overing this, we could actually get some little bushes in here or something, you know, so... Why no bouncy castle? Oh, come on. Come on now. Let's get some little bushes and stuff in here. And then we could get some aloe veras or acacia trees. Some little acacia trees in there, that looks nice. And we can get some proper anarchy on. Some more little trees going down here. So this works nice, this looks good. So that's like, that actually works well within the context of like what we've got going on here anyway. Get some more little trees going along here. Okay, fine. Right, cool. So I think that works good, guys. Make sure to turn my stupid prop tree anarchy off. Right, so that's our little school area. And then also, I think even, you know, like I've said before, I think like if you're going to have the school, so we've got the high school here where they've got the running track, we should get something else sport related to go next to this area. Because I think if you're going to have the school, you should have some kind of like, we should have some kind of like sports thing, because it's like schools you get it, especially if it's a high school. I was thinking if it's like the high school, you want to get some kind of like sport related park next to the high school. So we could do baseball, but we don't have baseball in this area, do we? We've got the football. We've got baseball, I think, up in Timogé Ridge, yeah. So we haven't got baseball like down here, so that might work if it will fit in there. But I don't know if it will fit in there. Let's have a look. Ah, so close. But I might be able to get it in there with just a small tweak using Move It. It may not be necessary to do a big change. It might only require a tiny little tweak. Let me see if where is this thing? Oh, there it is. Oh, it's not far off. It is not far off. I reckon if I get this, I'm looking at this space here to try and fit. Let's try that. Bitch. I'm going to make this happen. It's going to be a thing. Just got to be a little bit careful I don't totally screw these buildings over here. Success! Although the only trouble is this could end up one of these kind of very random... Yep. The parking situation might be a little aggressive on this one. But let's see if we can't... I might be able to get away by moving the whole thing up a little bit to resolve that parking situation. Don't mind them being down a little bit. Let's see whether that looks fine or insane. I actually kind of like it raised up, but the only trouble is, like, I think these are probably going to be the most dangerous, or they call them in the US bleachers, is it like the seating? Most dangerous seating, like in any baseball park. That's the only trouble. However, again, I might be able to get creative and do something about that. The only thing you might be able to do is potentially move it. So if we could get it to sit like here, like maybe... There. Much better. Much better. Okay, there we go. Problem solved. I was just going to say, like, maybe we can move it a little bit and that might help resolve the problem. And I think that is. And this needs to just come down a little bit now. Whoa! What the crap? How did it move back there? Obviously Move It was not happy. Okay, right, I'm just getting it back to the position it was in. I think because I used Move It on it before, it was not happy. Right, anyway, here we are. So this is where it wants to be at, sort of. I'm almost tempted to delete it and start again though, because it's being very weird. But I think we can just about get away with that. If I could just drop this junction down ever so slightly, that would actually help us out a lot, I think. There we go. Right, I think we have sort of got away with it. Just might bring this. I might just bring this end up a little bit. Right. Some little fine tuning going on there, guys. Parking is worse now. Don't think so. No, it's not. It's just got a little bit of a slope on it. I mean, we can just tweak it a little bit. We just deleted that guy's car, sadly, for him. Bad day for him. Okay, right, and then what are we going to put in here now? What are we going to put across this area? I would suggest more parking rather than anything else, I think, because I don't think it would make any sense to have residential right there. And I think that if we get parking, that could also potentially resolve some other things for us. So let's have a look. Probably what we want is not that. Actually, no, we do want this. So we want basically, yeah, this. Might have to revise this one here, guys. Damn it, that's super annoying, isn't it? That's okay. Right, now obviously these here are going to have to be fixed up because it would be insane to leave them as they are. But is that going to create us other problems? Let's see. Because we need to kind of smooth these off, and I don't know how easy that's going to be to do. We might not be able to get it... I don't even know whether this is going to be a thing we can do, actually. We might not be able to get it perfect. If we could get it even close to perfect, it would be better. Or maybe we'd be even better off to try and just modify the landscape. I don't know. This whole thing here is going to be a pain. Let's try and level this. This is probably a dangerous idea. That's not working either. Yeah, as I thought. I think because we've pissed around and moved it already, that's going to be our biggest problem here. I'm going to have to just delete these out, which is annoying. I really want to just level this off. But it's being very resistant. Also, because we moved this basketball thing, I'm not quite sure it's something related to that maybe as well. I mean, can we lower it right down? Like, see, it won't even allow us to kind of really... It's also probably to do with the fact this road... It's also probably to do with the fact this road is here. And that's also creating some kind of problem. I think we would be better off at this point to either just put houses across it or to find some other object that will actually, you know, react to the landscape and fit in there. But I'm not sure. It's kind of annoying. What else could we need to get in there? Healthcare. More park stuff. There's the small park with parking, but they tend to be kind of glitchy and weird. Or the other thing is we fill it with trees. Just put trees in there, because that could work. Beautify it. Yeah, I mean, that's true. We could just put some, like, parks and other bits in there. It would look nice, kind of have like a bit of parks and stuff. We could put a path through there, like a little path going from there to there or something, just to kind of have, kind of like how we did, where was it? Here. So like around the back of these houses, and we just put like a little path through, look, so that people could walk through and have rocks and stuff. Maybe that's what we need to do here, because again, remember we're coming back to the idea of the kind of open city thing. So actually maybe what we should do, we could put like a whole feature here of have like a path which kind of winds its way through the community. That could be quite a nice thing, and like finishes over here somewhere. Let's put a park, look. Let's think about this a bit more. So let's put a park over here, which can be like the sort of where they're getting to. So let's put this, let's put the family park like right here. Okay. So this is where they're kind of coming through to. So we'll get some pathing. The trouble is I don't know whether this path connects particularly well. It's not like this is a more kind of on the side path area. Actually, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to get a path which goes like from there to there, and a path which goes from there to there. And then in this little space we're going to get another park. Something which will go. That's the city park. We need something smallish though, that's the only trouble. So maybe we could have the Japanese Zen garden as well. So it's kind of like a path, and we'll put some trees and stuff in on this bit. So this is kind of like a whole path experience for this. We can just move that a little bit as well. Okay, so then from there we're going to have the path which will go across this direction. But I think what I might do is... maybe actually even what we could do is... hold on a minute. Let's just go back to... yeah, City Park. Let me just look at this thing. No, that's not what I was thinking of. It's good, but it's not the one. That's not what I was thinking of. I was thinking of the one which has got this park with trees. It's quite big. It's quite big, but you know, I think it's going to be necessary. Let's just get rid of this road here. Then what I'm going to do... that's weird. There we go. Right, we'll put that there like this, and everybody's happy. And then what we'll do is we'll move it into the middle of this area. Right, hopefully my plan here will work. And then from there, yep, so we'll get a walkway across to there. And then we'll get a walkway going out across to there. And we'll get a walkway going across... actually, we'll leave the houses there and there. But we will get another... no, I think that's fine. So we get path in, path out. Actually, what we can do is we can just get a path that comes down this way so that it won't interfere with those other houses. Can I individually move that tree? Nope. That's going to be really annoying. Damn you, Park! Ah, ha ha ha! I win. So that works just fine. Okay, right, so that's my plan. So that will be the park, and then we can get houses and stuff around this. So let's start doing that now. So we can get like house, house. I'll be a bit more careful with those. House, 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 house. And then just here, we should have some... yeah, little houses, just like, yeah, that. Okay, and then this area here also can be, let's do a house, and then house, house. Okay. Right, so that will work on that, and then we just need to get our little pathway over here, which I'll do free, which goes basically across to the top at the corner. There we go. So now we have a nice little sort of path experience for the guys to kind of walk through all the way across here. So that's going to work through that area. And then we'll get some kind of residential and stuff coming in there. Ah, what's this? What's that? You haven't missed much. You've missed everything. Everything. We've done so much in this episode and in general. This park is going to need more trees though, to be sure. So we need to get some more trees in on there. But I think people are already happy and going to start building stuff in. And the only thing, we haven't kind of beautified this area. So we need to do that. So I think, yeah, look, we've got some rocks and stuff. So get some rocks here, just kind of in and around this. Some big rocks. Cool, there we go. Right, now we get some trees in here and some bushes and stuff. So I'm just going to manually place these in. Let's get prop and tree anarchy on. Because it's in the city, I can place kind of whatever I want. Don't have to worry too much about previous stuff that we've had. Don't like that grass. Right, so I'm not going to sort of spend too much time on this, but we will just kind of get some bits and pieces in here. This stuff's really cool. Some of this in the mix. And we can work on that park over there as well, make it a really, really cool park. Some little trees in here. And we've been having like the pine trees and stuff. That's like obviously like the sort of the theme of the map, so we should continue to have some of these pine trees in. Try and find the right location for some of these bigger ones because they look a little bit out of place otherwise. Like I say, we can get some of these in the park as well to make it a little bit more park-like. Some of these are really big though. But there are like the younger ones as well, which this has got around the area here. We can get some of these younger trees coming all the way around. And again, this can be sort of part of the, I think, the school area here. And we can get them like sort of coming down the road here. Okay. And then we've got like the standard oak tree, and this oak tree is good at kind of like adding more sort of foliage and space to the area. So this will look really good, look, because it kind of, that's the trouble with some of these pine trees, is like they don't have a lot of mass, like they don't have a lot of kind of leaf foliage in them, whereas these oak trees kind of good. So they're quite good at, you see straight away, like they sort of bulk up the park and it makes it look a bit more sort of full and like an actual kind of tree shape of park. And the same goes on this end as well. There we go. So straight away, this area is looking really good, looking a lot more leafy. I'll wait for some of these houses and stuff to come in before we tweak things too much further, I think, because but we could just get in a couple of these like little, you know, little bushes with some bloom on them as well. Just get a couple of these little things in around, just dot them in and around. It's nice to have some colour. People be like really OCD if I don't put like a bush specifically on every corner or something, right? Okay, and again we can get these just kind of dotted through here. Okay, cool. So that'll do, I think, on there. So that's really good. And of course, like once we get the other, and I'll put some more stuff over here, but once those houses start to fill in, like that'll make that whole area sort of filled up a little bit. Turn prop entry anarchy off. Oh crap, I hit the wrong one, and I never want to touch that, never want to touch that thing. You haven't saved in a bit. Yeah, I know, I need to save, but I'm terrified to save. Okay. Believe. Okay, it's all good. Still, there goes one of our freight trains, look. A too long freight train, I might add. Let's see what's happening in Boomtown. Yeah, I don't want to get back and find that the town has exploded or caught fire again. How's our industry rail? It's going very well, as you can see here, look. It's flowing out very nicely. Did we adjust the railway line speeds? I thought so. Okay. So remember how we had to restart because some of the stuff crapped out, and I said like, oh, we should, you know, so we need to redo the speeds again. So look, 50 coming in here, 50, 50, and then they're coming up to a pedestrian bit, so 30, and then 20 coming in on this. There we go. And now this area over here, again, we should probably be going like sort of coming up here, 60, 60, and then we'll have them going 50. I tell you what, we need to put some wire fencing or something along there to stop the pedestrians maybe, you know, running across the road. And we'll go 40 coming up here because we're slowing down, going across this bridge bit. 40, 40, 40, 40, and then we'll just go 30 and come on. 20. Okay, and then same in there. Right, okay, that's that done. Forget about this one. Nugan says a nice park and a lot of trees around that baseball stadium, so they get it out of the stadium. They sure have no problems to find it. They're going to have like a nightmare. If like, you hit that ball into this area, look with the park, you'll literally never find it again. It'll just be lost in the trees or something. But this area looks nice, and it's kind of like, this is going to be good. This is going to be good for the city. Right, so that's cool. We've still got, well, we have a relatively okay amount of people coming in on the weekly changeover. We're going to get this area sort of filled out with more houses and stuff, but we've still got the university, and I wanted to build more elements. Oh yeah, so look, we never got back to my my little area here. So this little cul-de-sac thing. My only thing is that whilst this kind of works and looks fine, nobody's going to use it because they'll just come out of their house, so it's not necessary. But you know, that kind of thing, if you had like a perfect little circle you could just stick on the end of a road so that people could turn around, that's the kind of thing that you would normally have, so that would work. Right, railway. So the railway is going to be the next thing. I think we should actually play on for a little bit though and let sort of stuff happen before we do anything else, but I do want to do the railway. That's the last thing I want to do. Also, I don't know how long this episode has been, so this might end up being like a bumper episode. Not quite sure whether that roof colour is going to be approved by the homeowning association. A little bit garish. I'm not too sure people will be very happy about that. Anyway, everything else seems to be going fine just here. Let's just have a look at healthcare. Healthcare is very good, apparently. I forgot we've got the private healthcare clinic over there. I forgot about that. So that's going to be dealing a lot of stuff for us. Fire is pretty low overall. Nowhere seems especially in danger for fire. Police, Museka Industries got basically no policing whatsoever down there, and they seem to be doing just fine. Policing in the city, now we got like our police station running, but very little policing on this side of town. So I think we could definitely do with another police station over this side of town. And I think we might get in the there's the Department of Motor Vehicles, but we could get in the little Koban police box, I think. A little bit sort of bring the future over here. And it will fit perfectly just here on this corner, I think. There we go. The little Koban police box. Looting, that annoying close of speed limit box was caused by the menu under it. You should move it. Oh, fine. Yeah, you mean the... Yeah, so it should be like more like that. Yeah. Okay, so let's think about... Also... Oh yeah, I forgot about the fact that we could actually potentially get a harbour in here. I forgot about that. That was the other thing that we had going on here, so that we could potentially get harbours. Oh, do you know something else we haven't done? We still haven't been using... Okay. Oh, now I remember something else. Oh, I need to look at what this train is called, because it's obviously way too long. AFT... Why are they still coming? See, I've had this before. I've had this before where, yeah, do we need to do that in the advanced train, in the train thing? The train thing, my technical terminology. Because we basically need to tell it. Where's the detail for this? I always forget. Looting seems mind blown. No, not at all. I still have never understood how to get certain trains to stop coming here, and I can't figure it out. Because I don't want those really, really long trains coming in here. See, like this guy's fine. But then this one is way, way too long. We've got 2 long container trains coming in here. And I wanted those to stop coming in. And I wasn't sure how to do that. Because I thought that basically once you select it, the ones you've selected, those are the ones which should just come in here. So I don't know why that is happening. I'll find out later, or someone can tell me, one or the other. Right, so the other thing that I'd thought about was obviously getting us a boat system to run between the 2 areas, because we've got the river. It would just require us to actually have like a ferry basically down here. Maybe advanced vehicle options. I don't think so, I'm not sure. Cargo train. So these are... Okay, so we can say basically capacity. Oh, okay, right. So maybe... Yeah, you can choose allow this vehicle to spawn. That's going to be it. So basically the long coal... But if their capacity is 15... Because I don't mind the actual... I don't mind the actual trains themselves. It's just the capacity that's so long. Yeah, I might go through this and do it up, but it's like... Maybe what we could do is just change their capacity so that they don't spawn with so many cars on them. I mean, we actually have got a different... So let's just see how long these are, right? So like this guy here, he's the short tank. So he's got, let's have a look. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on him, right? Which seems fine. And this guy here, he's got long mixed, and he's got 3 bloody engines. 2, 3, and then he's got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. That's the AFT2 long mixed. But see there, it says capacity only 15. So surely... I'm not quite sure whether capacity refers to the amount of trailers or whatever. Yeah, I know that real life you could be seeing 100 trailers, but it just kind of... It doesn't look quite right when you have like them coming out of this train terminal. But maybe I shouldn't worry about it too much. I mean, they're not excessive. It actually looks better on... It makes more sense having a single terminal. Before it just looked silly because of the way they had to turn around. So I don't know. Well, we'll come back to that. At least now I know how to stop them spawning at all. There seems to be an issue here with this road, and it's because people are trying to get into this lane. And that probably is because... That's going to be because of our lane changing up here, and they're wanting to get into that middle lane because that middle lane is the only lane which allows them to carry on. So, you know what we should actually do is we should actually make it so that this doesn't go to there. And we can actually just make that lane go there, because then that lane is going to go off on this one. And what we'll do is we'll make this lane also go like that. And we just won't worry about this third lane here, we don't need it. So that way they should be able to use both those lanes if they want to carry on around or come off, and that might help alleviate that problem a little bit. So that more traffic, we'll see how that goes, come back to that. Accident roundabout again. No, there's nothing wrong with my accident roundabout, it's all good. Right, things over here are looking nice. This is kind of filling out how I was hoping it would. But we do need to get a little bit more sort of high density residential in here as well, so that it kind of doesn't look too strange, because it needs to sort of feather in. I don't like how this is here. This is kind of annoying. So we need to get sort of some high density. We need to get a mix here really of high density and lower density residential to sort of make it make sense, I guess. I'm trying to just think about how this will work. So I'm doing this because, like I say, I want this to sort of feather in so that it looks a bit better and that it's not just crazy high-rise buildings all the way. And I think it's better if you can kind of start doing the lower density residential mixed in at this kind of level so that it kind of doesn't look quite right, and they sort of blend together. Water issues in the town outskirts. Where? That's a fire. It's a bit of a sewage treatment issue. We should probably get a new sewage treatment thing going on here as well. I will beautify this up as well later. We'll get something going on with it. We can just get another clarifier here for now. That'll be fine. Right, let's have a look. That's good. That's boosted us right up. We're still making good money. Got 100. You wouldn't believe it for the amount of actual demand, but we're getting a weekly change of 140 on this one. Yeah, we probably need to extend the water on this line. That's right. Probably could have done that a bit better, but never mind. Okay, right, those guys will be solved now. And again, from this point, we could really just do low density residential. I think we probably would have leveled this up a bit, but I'm going to leave it as is. Just see what come what may. Let's fill this in here. Leave that for now. Right, now, we're getting a bit of deaths going on. That was actually one thing I was thinking of earlier and I forgot to come back to it. Death care. Cemetery usage is 49%, and we also, basically, these are our two cemeteries, so we really don't have a lot of cemeteries right now, and I think we could do with a crematorium, especially in the city, so we should do that. Crematorium, I think, always is better out of town, so we should probably get this sort of somewhere over here, on Scott Road. Out here, that'll be happy. Try and solve everybody's issues in the city there. Yeah, and before we get to a problem, waste usage is also being an issue for us. And I think it would be good if we could get either an incineration plant or the advanced incineration plant or some kind of recycling going on. Large recycling centre would work. Probably would make sense for the city. How much does it cost though? Costs 100 grand and costs us 2 grand a week. Not quite sure whether we're quite at that point. There's a recycling drop-off centre. That could be good for the city. Again, this is our kind of like up this end of town is sort of some of our more utility-based areas. So we could kind of try and keep this area for utilities stuff. Yeah, there we go, that works. Yeah, this could be quite good actually, I think. Also, by the way, that whole thing about saying you need to go into the advanced thing and tell them to stop spawning, that doesn't make any sense because basically from this one here, what I want is only the recycling truck. So you should be able to go into here and select which one you want. Because if you tell them to stop spawning, then they'll stop spawning everywhere. So it doesn't make any sense. Just it says selecting which one you want. So selecting the type here should be basically what it is. It just seems like the train thing doesn't work. I'm pretty sure as well that that does work, by the way. Anyway, so this is good. So we'll keep more utilities at this area of town. Doesn't mean that we're not going to fill this other area here with residential, but we can keep more utilities there. Anyway, I think that's where we'll stop on this episode, guys. And yeah, see you next time. We'll carry on.